Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Assassin's Creed. We should be wrapping up here. Last time we tried to assassinate the main bad guy and it turned out that somebody was pulling a ruse on us and pretending to be him when she wasn't him. So now we need to rush and get the real bad guy.
It was a trap.
I had heard the funeral turned to chaos. What happened?
Robert de Sable was never here. He sent another in his stead. He was expecting me.
You must go to Al-Mu'alim.
There's no time. She told me where he's gone, what he plans. If I return to Masyaf, he might succeed. And then, I fear we'll be destroyed.
We have killed most of his men. He cannot hope to mount a proper attack. Wait, did you say she?
Yes, it was a woman. Strange, I know. But that's for another time. For now, we must focus on Robert. We may have thinned his ranks, but the man is clever. He goes to plead his case to Richard and Salah ad-Din, to unite them against the common enemy. Against us.
Surely you're mistaken. This makes no sense. These two men would never...
Oh, but they would. And we have ourselves to blame. The men I've killed, men on both sides of the conflict. Men important to both leaders. Robert's plan may be ambitious, but it makes sense. And it could work.
Look, brother. Things have changed. You must return to Masyaf. We cannot act without our master's permission. It could compromise the Brotherhood. I thought you had learned this.
Stop hiding behind words, Malik. You wield the creed and its tenets like some shield. He's keeping things from us. Important things. You were the one told me we could never know anything, only suspect. Well, I suspect this business with the Templars goes deeper. When I'm done with Robert, I will ride for Masyaf that we may have answers. But perhaps you could go now.
I cannot leave the city.
Then walk amongst its people. Seek out those who served the ones I slew. Learn what you can. You call yourself perceptive. Perhaps you'll see something I could not.
I don't know. I must think on this.
Do as you must, my friend. But it's time I ride for Arsuf. Every moment I delay, our enemy gets one step ahead of me.
Be careful, brother.
I will be. I promise.
So it's weird by a lot, this attitude with their master, their assassin master. I mean, he starts the game ignoring the master's tenets and the assassin's tenets. Then he gets stabbed by the master, but then the stab wound was apparently a ruse and he gets demoted and is forced to do all these assassinations. And then for the longest time it seemed like he was learning the tenets of the assassin's clan again and listening to the master. And then all of a sudden in this conversation he decides that he doesn't trust the master. It's just so back and forth. Where are we going now? We have to go to the kingdom. Just out this way. No quick travel this time. We're going to just escape the city. This would again be probably the best time to decide to go back into any previous memories or perhaps collect flags if you were trying to collect all the flags. No reason to, particularly on Steam. If you were playing this on an Xbox 360 where it gave you achievements, that would make a different amount of sense. I don't think, honestly, that it's still worth your time. It's such an old game. Yeah, let's just drop down, let go, grab a ledge, save ourselves a couple times. Nobody is interested in me right now, so I can just kind of run through the streets.
Hey, you look familiar.
As long as I don't walk through a Templar. Is this gonna get me through the exit? I'm not even gonna bother with it. If those guys would are gonna walk me to through the gate. It's not worth my effort. There's a flag. I believe these scholars will do it, but let's just run through here.
Pay for your sins! Come back here!
So yeah, it's just easier. On the way out, it doesn't matter.
Can't escape!
But I can,
Mine!
as long as I
Don't be trampled!
hit the jump button.
Don't move him!
Oh, I can hold down A too. Then I can hit left bump for chase cam, or hold it. Maybe that's why I never got away from any of these guys. I haven't been holding A with the right trigger. The buttons are so unintuitive. So we gotta go to the kingdom. I would assume that's where we're supposed to go.
Jar carriers can easily break your cover.
And where are we heading now? To a new area that we couldn't access before, Erosif, which is, I guess, our final destination. So one would assume that there's no collectibles in that section. These guys are just gonna be super mad at me. They always have been. This is, I guess, the first point in the story where it makes sense. They've realized who I am. They know that I've killed people both for both sides. Let's put Crusaders in. What would the other side be called? Am I going the right way? Yes, I am. The layout of this map, in particular, let's just look at it for a second, is a really bad layout for a map. This is like what a open world map would be before you put in elements. You just have big old sections that are inaccessible, and then the straight path that you know because of storyline or quest you have to cross. This is awful. It is an awful map. You would want a big open world for an open world game, at least. And if you're not doing an open world game, you probably don't even need a map because it will be so linear that there won't be any branching paths of any note. I would assume that the kingdom area was on the chopping block very, very late in development, and they decided that they needed it for this final battle section. It's a little surprising that the final battle section is its own separate thing instead of being just set in something like this area. This area in particular would, I think, work fine.
Stop him!
Trying to get up this ramp. I think I'm gonna have to dismount. So there were several flags in this area I could come back and get now that I couldn't have gotten before because of the ability to grab ledges. I didn't see that ramp there. I would have kept the horse. I would have had to go off the horse here, though. So sprint free run. take this horse with us. Checkpoint reached, checkpoint reached. There's a Templar. Just standing there, didn't take note of me. Am I going the right way? Yes, I am. Some strange terrain design here, very rocky. It's almost like bowling there. Just another Templar. On the right way. Still going the right way? Good. All these twists and curves are throwing me for a little bit of a loop. This is very different gameplay than what we were used to. A long chase sequence where your mileage may vary drastically depending on how many people you've got chasing you. Look at this, I can convince them to stop chasing me even. Let's go ahead and do that. Notice on the radar there's only one hay bale anywhere near. We are approaching Oshuf. I am not sure. I don't remember how much of this is actually playable in this section. You may very easily just run into your assassin target, your assassination target, fight him for a while, assassinate him, and be done. There may be no I don't think there'll be any collectibles. There may be no other even bad guys in it. Am I going the right way? Yes. This is gonna say there's no turning back. This feels like new terrain. Are we in the new terrain? Yes, we are. We couldn't access even this far, but I think we're gonna load into a section here. It says 35 more feet.
When you are exposed, tackle people who are in.
How do you tackle people? So if you want to talk extremely straight path, this thing is nothing but a straight path. It's like a big army marching. Some dead bodies. People running. It's supposed to be a dramatic set piece.
Your life ends now.
Can't access the thing apparently. Is this the way down? No, I just had to kill those guys. Here we have a checkpoint designed specifically so we're not on horse. Well, for the two reasons that I don't have my sword out and I am so tired of fighting, I was gonna try and run, but but it seems that's not allowed. Kill as many of these as necessary. Perhaps I have to kill everybody so I go back into stealth mode. Checkpoint reached.
You will not get away from me!
Keep on running. Nope. It's another big old fight. This is the worst part of this game, and they're giving it to you like it's the best part. Because he can go through the fog wall, I cannot. By far the worst part of this is 10 guys on one. Yet they think this is good. Or they just have nothing else to offer, so they figured they'd force you to play it. Anyway. Just want to keep running. If I can run, I'm gonna run. At this point, I need my sword to be like magical, just undeflectable skill. This should be like, all you have to do is hit X and you kill them all in one cool cutscene. Or, what they could do is they could have had it like a demoralization system, so after you kill 3 of them, the rest of them, they just like scream in fear and run away. That'd be acceptable too. Some of them surrender on very rare occasions, but they have to practically be the last person there anyways. That's certainly a cool feature to try and add, but if it doesn't see enough play that you might miss it completely in a game, in the 10 hours of gameplay, it's implemented poorly. Lovely picture of the plants and nothing else. I don't think your game should have a dynamic camera if you cannot tell what the camera is supposed to be looking at. I think it's really that simple. If there is any chance that your camera is going to cut to a special angle and you're going to be looking through a bush or a body or a wall, then you should not implement that system. Let's climb up here. 65 things. So now we're fighting Templars instead of the other guys. We crossed the middle ground. So they're still fighting. They get to unite. These guys are in armor. Take out some of these yield, they say, okay. Well, they all yielded, but sorry. Sorry guys. The memory will not allow me to pass. Here he is.
Come no further.
Hold a moment. It's words I bring, not steel.
Offering terms of surrender then? It's about time.
You misunderstand. It's Al-Mualim who sends me, not Salah ad-Din.
Assassin! What is the meaning of this? And be quick with it!
You've a traitor in your midst.
And he has hired you to kill me? Come to gloat about it before you strike? I won't be taken so easily!
It's not you I've come to kill. It's him.
Speak then, that I may judge the truth. Who is this traitor?
So I can't go in Eagle Eye mode or anything. I'm gonna just
Robert
walk.
Desab.
My lieutenant!
He aims to betray.
That's not the way he tells it. He seeks revenge against your people for the havoc you've wrought in Arkland. And I am inclined to support him. Some of my best men were murdered by some of yours.
It was I who killed them, and for good reason. Hear me out. William of Montferrat. He sought to use his soldiers to take Acre by force. Gagné de Naplouse. He would use his skills to indoctrinate and control any who resisted. Sabran. He intended to block the ports, preventing your kingdom from providing aid. They betrayed you, and they took their orders from Robert.
You expect me to believe this outlandish tale?
You knew these men, better than I. Are you truly surprised to learn of their ill intentions?
Is this true?
My liege, it is an assassin that stands before us. These creatures are masters of manipulation. Of course it isn't true.
I've no reason to deceive.
Oh, but you do. You're afraid of what will happen to your little fortress. Can it withstand the combined might of the Saracen and the Crusader army?
My concern is for the people of the Holy Land. If I must sacrifice myself for there to be peace, so be it.
This is a strange place we find ourselves in. Each of you accusing the other.
There really is no time for this. I must be off to meet with Saladin and enlist his aid. The longer we delay, the harder this will become.
Hold a moment, Robert.
Why? What do you intend? Surely you do not believe him?
It is a difficult decision, one I cannot make alone. I must leave it in the hands of one wiser than I.
Thank you.
No, Robert, not you.
Then who?
The Lord. Let this be decided by combat. Surely God will side with the one whose cause is righteous.
This is
If
how
this
duels
is what
actually
you
work.
wish,
It is.
so be it. To arms, assassins!
Okay, no, this is not how duels work. Duels do not work with 5-on-1. Faith in your god is quite low. So if we are to believe that the duel is divinely, the victor of the duel is divinely helped, then you are to take it that Altair here is divinely helped. But for all of this being set in the Crusades, there really is no divinity of any recognizable modern faith in this game series. Shouldn't have much of a problem taking out these guys. It's kind of weird, this fight is way easier than the last fight with a bunch of Templars.
The time for games is ended.
So, I think the leader would have seen he was fighting dirty there and sending his cronies. And from that action determines the truth. I've got him backed against this wall so I need to get him off this wall a little bit. Back him up this way, get closer to the center. Oh.
It's done then. Your schemes, like you, are put to rest.
You know nothing of schemes. You're but a puppet. He betrayed you, boy. Just as he betrayed me.
Speak sense, Templar. Or not at all.
9 men he sent you to kill, yes? The 9 who guarded the treasure's secret.
What of it?
It wasn't 9 who found the treasure, assassin. Not 9, but 10.
A 10th? None may live who carry the secret. Give me his name.
Oh, but you know him well. And I doubt very much you'd take his life as willingly as you've taken mine.
Who?
It is your master, Al-Mualim.
But he is not a Templar.
Did you never wonder how it is he knew so much? Where to find us, how many we numbered, what we aspired to attain?
He is the master of the assassins.
We, master of lies. You and I just 2 more pawns in his grand game. And now, with my death, only you remain. Do you think he'll let you live, knowing what you do?
I've no interest in the treasure.
Ah, but he does. The only difference between your master and I is that he did not want to share.
No.
Ironic, isn't it? That I, your greatest enemy, kept you safe from harm. But now you've taken my life, and in the process, ended your own.
So apparently he was both an assassin and the Templar, our master.
Well fought, assassin. It seems God favors your cause this day.
God had
This
nothing
is
to do with it.
King Richard,
I
I
was the better
believe.
fighter.
Ah, you may not believe in him, but it seems he believes in you. Before you go, I have a question.
Ask it then.
Why? Why travel all this way? Risk your life 1,000 times, all to kill a single man.
He threatened my brothers and what we stand for.
Ah, vengeance then.
No, not vengeance. Justice, that there might be peace.
This is what you fight for? Peace? Do you see the contradiction?
Some men cannot be reasonable.
Like that madman, Saladin.
I think he'd like to see an end to this war as much as you.
So I've heard, but never seen.
Even if he doesn't say it, it's what the people want. Saracen and Crusader alike.
The people know not what they want. It's why they turn to men like us.
Then it falls to men like you to do what is right.
Nonsense. We come into the world kicking and screaming, violent and unstable. It is what we are. We cannot help ourselves.
No. We are what we choose to be.
That's an
Your
interesting
kind.
statement
Always
there,
playing with words.
considering the beginning
I
of the
speak
second
the truth. There's no trick to be found here.
We'll know soon enough. But I fear you cannot have what you desire this day. Even now, that heathen Saladin cuts through my men and I must attend to them. But perhaps, having seen how vulnerable he is, he will reconsider his actions. Yes, in time, what you seek may be possible.
You were no more secure than him. Do not forget that. The men you left behind to rule in your stead did not intend to serve you for longer than they had to.
Yes, yes. I am well aware.
Then I'll take my leave. My master and I have much to discuss. It seems that even he is not without fault.
He is only human, as are we all. You as well.
Safety and peace be upon you.
So we're basically just convinced King Richard to make peace in the Middle East. which I don't believe historically actually happened in the Third Crusade. For a little while, maybe. But I believe the Children's Crusade happened after the Third Crusade.
I said get up, goddammit! Listen,
Oh no.
seems your assassin friends found us.
What?
How'd you do it, Desmond?
Hey, look, I don't know what you're talking about, but whatever's going on down there has got nothing to do with me.
They're here for you, and I sure as shit didn't invite them. What's the situation down there?
We're taking heavy fire.
Can you contain it? Or do I need to evacuate the prisoner?
Only 5 or 6. We've got them outnumbered. Couple of wounded, but we'll pull through. We'll get it under control.
God damn you, Desmond. You couldn't leave well enough alone.
I told you I had nothing to do with this. How would I even contact them? Telepathy? Come on.
Doesn't matter. They'll be dead soon enough. Here, have a listen.
That's been neutralized.
Looks like the cavalry won't be coming.
Dunno, Doc. We're freaking out a minute ago. Your little research facility not as secure as you thought it was? Worried they'll be back with more?
I don't think so, Desmond.
What Lucy here is trying to say is that there aren't any assassins left to come for you. We've been very busy this past year, hunting down your little enclaves, your desert communes and whatnot. I'm afraid you're on your own. Rest up, Mr. Miles. Tomorrow, we finish this.
So, apparently, the Templars run the world. There are no assassins left. We're so close. So close. Look, it's just a bright light over there. Let's talk to Lucy. See what she's got to say. We know she's an assassin. We already read her emails. I guess if you never got the emails, you'd be having a very different experience by a little bit. By a tiny amount. Hey look, you can go in the first person mode with the Y button now. That's new.
I'm sorry, Desmond.
You mentioned the desert. Do you think...
They sent a team there, but the place was deserted. I don't know where your parents are, and I can't promise they're still alive. But I think they got away.
Thanks. Thanks for checking.
It's not as bad as it seems.
What are you talking about? They just killed, literally killed, my only chance of getting out of here. And then I find out the assassins are all but destroyed, and Christ, I still don't know what these people are planning. But I do know they plan to kill me when they're done. I am screwed, okay? What do you want me to do?
Just try and have a little faith. Have faith. Rest up, Desmond. You're gonna need the energy.
Okay, so that is like a secret hand sign she just did, showing she's missing the finger, same as Altair is missing. But
Aren't you tired?
like, I can't interact with that enemies. But the game at no point really explained this at all. You would have had to notice it. It must have been mentioned somewhere and I just totally missed it. We're about to wrap up here. So we have two stories that are wrapping up. One incredibly short story in the main environment. None of this should exist at all. There was no point in this part of the game even being in it at all. It's so bland, so missing anything. It's like a demo you would see of a game with no activity or anything. I suppose this would be our last chance to sneak out. Once we go in here, Lucy has a... Lucy is gone. So I guess I can get in the Animus. I could check her email one last time. Let's check everybody's email. Let's see. Nothing there. That's 6. Conference room door is 102 81943. And so there's supposed to be something in a conference room, but we've seen that code, and it's not like the game gave us any opportunity to input it. We have a new headline. Mexican president promises better border security concerning the number of illegal immigrants entering his country. The president of Mexico promises to ramp up border security. The number of troops along the border is expected to triple. Opponents are worried about an increase in violence between American refugees and Mexican troops. So some of these stories are just straight up uh, uh, jokes. Here was an email. He's asking for more subjects. Uh, Actually, in reality, Mexico does have very tight border security on its southern border, uh, because South American people from are pouring through Central America, and Central American people too. So border security in general is a problem for everybody. Can I open this door? Now I can finally open the door. Couldn't before, even though I knew the code. So you do get in here. A conference room with security cameras. Let's look at this computer. See what information we can get. Project lead number 9. Alright, good. There's only one email. Let's read it. The others and I have finished reviewing the Animus recordings of Subject 1216. While the Peace of Eden remains our priority, we must all continue working to locate and understand the remaining artifacts. I am sure you can understand our reasoning behind this. Although the satellite is intended to accomplish a fair portion of the work for us, we will certainly need to deal with those who are either immune to or protected from its effect. Please take a moment to look over every finding and get back uh, to me with any feedback you have, as summarized by 1. Piece of Eden number 3. We applaud your continued efforts to locate the an alternate artifact following the loss of number 2 in the DIA satellite accident. So they already had one and tried to send it up in a satellite and it broke. We need to understand subject 17 is having trouble interfacing with the Animus, leading to delays. As a result, we estimate another 24 hours before the next critical update. In the meantime, we'll prepare an extraction team and set them to standby. We're relying on you to obtain the additional information we require. He knows there are other objects the other objects, even if he doesn't realize it. You must unlock that final memory, or all that we have will have been for nothing. The Philadelphia project data provided by the Animus Subject 12 indicates that the ship briefly manifested in a future state for approximately 18 minutes. It's unclear whether the timeline is consistent or with or partial to our own. Although we have recovered enough data to reconstruct and repair the original artifact used in the experiment, administration has refused to move forward on the project, citing paradox concerns. So they had some kind of time manipulation piece of Eden. Corporate policy remains in place. Any objects found to interfere with or manipulate time must be contained. Artifact will be moved to secure storage. Wow. So right there would be a great way for them to try to clean up the timeline of the story, that if they really cared. Here we have but that also, the Philadelphia experiment was a movie about time, I believe, so it's just a joke. The Tunguska incident now believed to be a direct result of an assault by assassins. Research station destroyed was artifact. Alternate wave generation device has been located in storage, but we have insufficient data at the moment to initiate research. The risk of accident is too high. Lineage Discovery and Acquisition Division should attempt to locate descendants of any attack survivors, either assassin or brotherhood, in order to continue research. Resurrecting this particular type of technology will aid us greatly with any holdouts following the satellite's activation. We're putting together a team to push research in this area. Number 4, the Grail. We are removing the Grail from our list of objectives. There is insufficient evidence to confirm its existence. Current examination of Subject 17 indicates that aside from the Piece of Eden, all other artifacts related to the Christ figure are literary devices or derived from Piece of Eden and not actual objects. Even if the object is real, its use to us at this stage is negligible. Our resources are better used elsewhere. So they're basically saying the Assassin's Creed series is never going after the Holy Grail. I wouldn't be surprised if they change their tune on that at some point. Mitchell Hedges communicators, analysts of the objects, has completed good news as they work. As a result, we now have a safe, secure communication channel for use after the launch. However, they are severely limited in number, so we will be providing them only to the most essential faculties. You will obviously retain possession of the one you have. One, I cannot stress how important it is to wrap things up with Subject 17 as soon as possible. I'm Subject 18, by the way. Desmond is. We're obviously relieved that you seem to be closing in on the target memory, but you need to step it up. Everything we're working to depends on retrieving those locations where without them we've got nothing. May the Father of Understanding guide you to success. AR. Alan Ritkin. I guess maybe I am Subject 17. It may be Subject 16. Subject 16 comes into play, the guy before you, in the next game pretty heavily. Can't walk out of here. And there's like no weapons you can take. So that was just one long email of info dump about what Abstergo's up to. Sort of. None of it really matters. Nothing that happens in the modern time matters. Let's now wrap up the Altair storyline.
Get up.
The following morning.
Even earlier than usual, Doc.
I'd like to get this over with as quickly as possible.
If you say so.
Don't be so glum, Mr. Miles. Today is a historic day. One that will be remembered for years to come. Remembered by some of us, anyway.
Why is he such a jerk? I want to see when he'll start yelling at me. I bet he gets to a spot where he stands and then start yelling at me. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12?
Lay back. We'll take care of the rest.
Alright. So it's like 12 seconds before they say anything. Lucy says something. We're gonna get to see what the Piece of Eden actually does. Spoiler alert, but I guess we're about to see the end of the entire game.
Whenever you're ready, just select the memory you'd like to visit.
So we can look at the additional memories here. We got 22 of the Jerusalem crosses around Jerusalem. We got 25 out of 100 of the King Richard flags around the kingdom. We got 19 of the Sarkisians flags around Damascus. 30 of the Teutonic flags around Acre, 6 of the Templar flags around Acre, 10 of the Hospitalier flags around Acre, and 21 of 60
Ready to get to work,
Templars
Desmond?
killed. And let's see. We have done every single investigation. We've done every little bit. Now it's almost like a video. It's just hit the play button.
You forget how the Animus works? Select a memory on the map.
It says it's
Remember
locked,
to
but
reach
it
out for
then
ledges
lets me
should you
go to
fall.
it. Not a bug in this game.
Where is
Several bugs.
everyone?
Gone to see the Master.
Was it the Templars? Did they attack again?
They walk the path.
What path? What are you talking about?
Towards the light.
Speak sense.
There is only what the Master shows us. This is the truth.
You've lost your mind.
You too will walk the path, or you will perish. So the Master commands.
It was Al-Mualim, wasn't it? What's he done to you?
Praise be to the Master,
Interesting
for
camera
he has
angle.
led
I
us to
broke
the
it.
light.
So I don't have to fight anybody. But we're running. It's like all the places are on fire. People are walking around fine. Are the buildings on fire or is it just smoke?
Only speak, Master, and show us the path.
Only a few guys are here. Here's a guy. There was one of the leaders. Do I have to climb up, or is there something blocking my way, or can I just walk up the
will
path?
of the Master must be obeyed.
I think I can just walk up the path. So we're getting a good look at what
He is the light. He is the way.
the apple can do. Interesting character model of this assassin. Really old guy for an assassin, you'd think.
The world will be cleansed. We will begin anew.
I can't help but feel like some of these paths have been blocked off, so I have to walk zigzag. There's not, besides just raw power, there's no explanation at all why the Master is using the apple. We had the assassins already working for him completely. He was in total power, pretty much. Well, they walk towards me and then they're fine with me, okay.
Your life ends now.
You're mine. Nope, I don't think so. Let's not kill him. Oh, no chance. I have to kill him, sorry. So, maybe these assassin guards would be really strong? But they don't really feel like that. Maybe they were hitting a little bit harder. Yeah, they seem to be taking 2 damage bars off. If you can guarantee a great combo kill sequence here, it would be fine. But if I am not pulling off a great combo sequence, which I'm only halfway pulling off that experience, it's just more fighting. No, I still have to fight these guys. And now half my life is gone. Am I gonna die here? Good.
I'll take you down!
What in the world just happened?
Altair! Up here!
Oh, did they help me? Is the game bugging out? It's bugging out.
You picked a fine
bit.
time to arrive.
So it seems.
Guard yourself well, friend. Al-Mualim has betrayed us.
Yes. Betrayed his Templar allies as well.
How do you know?
After we spoke, I returned to the ruins beneath Solomon's temple. Robert had kept a journal, filled its pages with revelations. What I read there broke my heart. But it also opened my eyes. You were right, Altair. All along our master has used us. We were not meant to save the Holy Land, but deliver it to him. He must be stopped.
Be careful, Malik. What he's done to the others, he'll do to us given the chance. You must stay far from him.
What would you propose? My blade arm is still strong and my men remain my own. It would be a mistake not to use us.
Distract these thralls then. Assault the fortress from behind. If you can draw their attention away from me, I might reach Al-Mualim.
I will do as you ask, Dai.
The men we face, their minds are not their own. If you can avoid killing them.
Yes. Though he has betrayed the tenets of the Creed, it does not mean we must as well. I'll do what I can.
It's all I ask. Safety and peace, my friend.
Your presence here will deliver us both.
They really failed to emphasize that he was missing an arm. Because he was always not showing it. He was twisting his body for the 4 or 5 times you even see him. Maybe I should just have my sword out. I think that would be the smarter move. Well, I'm trapped now. Not that it matters. I was coming to get him. There should have been more dialogue and more companionship between those two characters. More of a camaraderie storyline. But we never see him again.
There are so many innocents. I must be careful not to harm them.
Just gentle push these people out of the way. Would I automatically game over if I killed them? No, I don't think so. They just want to echo the beginning of the game where first thing you learned was how to gentle push people. And they just wanted to remind you, yes, that's still part of this game, even though it really shouldn't. So you want to go to the courtyard, I think. There's nothing up here. That's kind of stupid. We spend every single cutscene that comes back here, we're here talking to him, and yet he's in the courtyard, a place where we've never been actually pushed to go. And the gate has been open to the courtyard for a long time, so it's not even like this is the first time this door has ever been opened, and so we should investigate. Ancestors' memory is recording.
No! What's happening?
So, the student returns.
I've never been one to run.
Never been one to listen either.
I still live because of it.
What will I do with you?
Let me go.
Oh, Altair. I hear the hatred in your voice. Feel its heat. Let you go? Well, that would be unwise.
Why are you doing this?
I found proof.
Proof of what?
That nothing is true. And everything is permitted. Come. Destroy the betrayer. Send him from this world.
It's everybody I ever assassinated. So, Now we've got to fight them all again. This is the one with a spoon. A hallucination. And we can see it is very much that because the bodies will change into Templar guards. I mean assassin guards. After the case. After they're dead. This isn't terrible, but I am about to lose. So if I can't, if I don't, so the last 3 assassinations
Ladders
I
are
have
a
died.
socially acceptable way to reach a
I don't like that. I just don't like it. I don't like dying in big cinematic scenes like this. I'm not even sure some of these guys have swords. Or even use them. But, yeah, that's cool. They're not very strong guys, but they're hitting very heavy. Was the bald guy that we killed last one of them?
Face me! Or are you afraid?
I have stood before 1,000 men, all of them superior to you, and all of them dead.
Well, that was just a
by my
hallucination.
hand. I
Maybe he
am
was
not
trying to
afraid.
mentally attack you.
Prove it.
What could I possibly fear? Look at the power I command.
That's a cool effect. That's an effect that, and an ability we haven't really seen in the games. So now it's just a group of them. And this is really sweet, but it is very much soured by the many times we've had to fight large groups of other people. I cannot, like, go into Eagle Eye mode. Another thing that, if we think about it now, Eagle Eye mode shouldn't have been in this game either. It's kind of pointless. Feels like there was a checklist of elements in this game that was supposed to, that this game just had to have, even though they're not implemented well at all. It would have been so easy to get rid of Eagle Eye mode. And then I die again. We're gonna go all the way to the
Use
end here.
throwing knives to deal with distant enemies.
There's not that much left of this. I'm glad it checkpointed so I didn't have to fight the first group of guys again. These fights should be like unlosable. Really, it should just sneakily give you health back faster as you start to lose it more. Because you're wrapped right up into this climactic ending of betrayal and revelation here, and it's just getting poorly shown to you. Apparently I got the right
Any
guy.
final words?
You lied to me. Called Robert's goal foul.
the
when all
sword is
along
in my
it was yours
hand
as
now.
well.
I've never been much good at
So he is
sharing.
releasing me, and then
You
I'm
won't
fighting,
succeed.
and then I'm
Others will find the strength to stand against
controlled
you.
again.
And This is why, so long as men maintain free will, there can be no peace.
I killed the last man who spoke as such.
Bold words, boy. But just words.
Then let me go. I'll put words into action. Tell me, Master, why did you not make me like the other assassins? Why allow me to retain my mind?
Who you are and what you do are twined too tight together. To rob you of one would have deprived me of the other. And those Templars had to die. But the truth is, I did try. In my study, when I showed you the treasure. But you are not like the others. You saw through the illusion.
Illusion?
That's all it's ever done. This Templar treasure, this piece of Eden, this word of God. Do you understand?
The phrase
now?
"word of God" never comes up in the
Its sea
series
was
again.
never parted. Water never turned to wine. It was not the machinations of Iris that spawned the Trojan War, but this! Illusions! All of them!
What you plan is no less an illusion. To force men to follow you against their will.
Is it any less real than the phantoms the Saracens and Crusaders follow now? Those craven gods who retreat from this world that men might slaughter one another in their names? They live amongst an illusion already. I'm simply giving them another. One that demands less blood.
At least they choose these phantoms.
Or do they? Aside from the occasional convert or heretic?
It isn't right.
Ah, and now logic has left you.
This
It's
game
place to
has no
embrace
right to
emotion.
make a deep theological
Disappointed.
argument at all.
What's to be done then?
It
You
hasn't
will not
been that
follow
right
me,
at all.
and I cannot compel you.
And you refuse to give up this evil scheme.
It seems then we are at an impasse.
No, we are at an end.
I will miss you, Altair. You were my very
So if it
best
makes
student.
illusions, how come I can't break it? Like, I have no problem with a game that wants to be centered around religious theology and making the same arguments they're trying to make. But
Blind, Altair. Blind is all you've ever been. All you'll ever be.
where is he? I believe down here.
My blade sees chromium blade. It cuts me.
Look how my health is all going right back up. That was pretty obvious because they played the health regain audio. Otherwise they couldn't know. But my health is down again. But this game in particular starts at the very beginning of the program and says, we're trying not to offend anybody, and we're not really trying to make a statement.
Impossible.
And then they really don't ever make a
The
statement.
student
for
does
us.
not defeat the teacher.
الشيء واقع مطلق بل كل ممكن.
So it seems. You have won then. Go and claim your prize.
You held fire in your hand, old man. It should have been destroyed.
Destroy the only thing capable of ending the Crusades and creating true peace? Never.
Then I will.
We'll see about that. I applied my heart to know wisdom, and to know madness.
So
and
now
folly.
I get to pick it up. And will I destroy it or not? Now you don't get to walk away from it. And you really can't do anything else. You gotta walk towards it.
And he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow.
We got a little bit of Arabic speaking in that assassination. Showing me a map.
Destroy it! Destroy it as you said you would.
I can't.
Yes, you can, Altair. But you won't.
So we're getting this map here. Locations of other pieces of Eden. And I can't hit any button or do anything else.
We've got it.
So we've just given the Templars a map to every single location of where the pieces of Eden are.
What the hell was
Apparently right now, where they are right now.
Well?
Not in the Third
We've got the
Crusade.
map.
How many?
At least half a dozen.
We don't need them all.
We should assume some amount of decay. I can't imagine they'll all still be functioning. At least 2 appear to reside on land masses that no longer exist.
We'll dispatch teams to each site and determine viability. We only need 1, after all.
What about the rest?
Collect them.
Here we see
Let's
these
not leave
people.
anything to chance. Last thing we need is some damn survivor making trouble for us in the new world.
And the assassin?
We have what we need. Kill him.
Wait. You know how these things work. I doubt we'll be able to walk right in.
What's your point?
We might need him. His memories. I'd recommend we hold him until we have confirmation that there aren't any surprises waiting for us at the sites.
This is a waste of time.
You said it yourself. We shouldn't leave anything to chance.
Very well. Ensure we have no further need of him, then kill him.
Fine.
Who is that guy? Doesn't matter. We never
Stop
seen him again.
undermining my authority.
I just saved your ass.
Let's go. We've got a lot of work to do. Don't get too comfortable, Mr. Miles. We'll be back for you soon enough.
What the hell is that?
So, here's the stupidest part of this reveal, and this is a real dumb reveal. You now have eagle vision. For a short time, you're seeing all kinds of stuff. And people went crazy about this stuff, and all kinds of conspiracy and symbology and stuff written in Subject 16's blood, like that's where he was killed. I can interact with this and go in here if I want. Suppose I should check all the computers. There's nothing here in any of this, so one would assume Subject 16 never made it this far. Let's see, interact with this computer. So either the pieces of Eden didn't move, or that map automatically updates, which it's not beyond the possibility that it does. Nothing new on that computer. How Subject 16 would have been able to use his blood to write such massive amounts of stuff. I mean, ridiculous amounts of stuff. What's this one say? You got Yoha Guni. There's like a pentagram right there. There's all kinds of symbology. There's something here. So we've been seeing these flashes of this stuff the whole time. There's a Pharaoh eye. One would assume I could, if wanted. Nope, cannot get back into the machine. Cannot interact with this email. Is there anything over on this side? Not really. It almost makes you wonder if they bleached or mopped this side of the room for that guy and he just said forget the rest of the area. But so we go in here, and unless the game takes control of away from me, I'll look in the bathroom and see if there's anything in the bathroom. Nope. And here's the big cliffhanger and the end of the game. and you have to find it. There's like no indicator. You could get stuck here and just assume the game is over here.
Oh my god.
An alien face.
Looks like...
All this.
Is that blood? The hell were they keeping here before me? And what happened to him? What does it mean, I wonder?
Big cliffhanger and all this. Ready for Assassin's Creed 2. What does it mean, I wonder? It really doesn't mean anything. So, that's Assassin's Creed 1. It'll be very interesting to see the Assassin's Creed movie when it comes out and see how much of any of that is actually included or mentioned or referenced or even started from. I doubt any of it will. I bet they go right into the character from Assassin's Creed 2, who was much more popular. I bet they work their way back from some of the crazy conspiracy stuff that we see at the end of the world. This game really isn't even that conspiracy heavy. It's just they tried to use that to gain people's attention. It's mostly just an Assassins, Templars conspiracy thought, and all the aliens and pharaohs and devil worship that we saw in the world are kind of nothing. Which is also a good way to describe, I would say maybe 80% of this game. Kinda nothing. Several, you got maybe 10 of any specific side quests. Most of them were super easy, except for the last 4 or so assassinations, which just had us fight and die a few times more than I would like. I wouldn't have wanted to die in any of the assassinations. I wouldn't have wanted it to be possible at all, because that's the only story they were really even bothering to put into this game. The requirements for a good game when this came out were a lot lower than they are by today's standards. Not in a large part due to Assassin's Creed series. As these games got better, the standards for all games got better. And so this is the foundation work, and you can't really be surprised that it's not that good. For its time, for its day, this was a very good game. It sold well. But in 2016, it's kind of a bad game. It's kind of a game that you would expect a small team to put out on Steam, not Ubisoft Montreal, one of the biggest video game creators. Much more ambitious now, with more systems, more gameplay, better story, or at least an attempt to have more of a story, if not better story. Still, some Assassin's Creed games have bugs. This game was pretty buggy, crashed several times. Had issues with the audio, in which if I muted it through Windows, the audio would not unmute when I unmuted it through Windows, which is weird. I spent a lot of time procrastinating playing this game too. It's not up to 2016 standards of being fun. Mostly in part of its main fighting mechanic not being actually assassinating or air assassinating or throwing knives. It's all just swordplay. This is a swordplay game more than anything else, and the swordplay is not good, and you get 10 people around you usually that you have to fight through. And just to give some perspective, I believe my Steam account says I've played probably 400 hours of this game, and that is simply because I left it paused after playing for an hour or two, and then would take several days off with it being paused, in which I just didn't feel like playing. I do want to stay committed to my path here. I will play the other Assassin's Creed games, but I'm going to take a significant, like if I do this again, you can see it some more. People went crazy about this and put pictures up on the screen and everything. not on the screen, put pictures of the screenshots up on the internet and would talk about it nonstop. We are back to this, so we could get in here if we wanted to. So, in less than a year, I will play Assassin's Creed 2. I have it. I want a break, though, definitely. And I guess I could go back to Memory Block 7. It's labeled now as All Maloon Paradise. Interesting that it's labeled as Paradise where every other area is labeled as their actual city. If there were Steam achievements, I might go back and get these, but this game has not been fun enough that I would probably do that. That'd be silly. Is there anything more here? Not really. This is where the game starts in Assassin's Creed 2. Oddly enough, everything's back. There's no new emails. I don't believe it. What would be interesting is to see if I could sleep. I doubt you can. Nope, you can't sleep. You can go check anything you missed. But yeah, this is where the main story ends. Is you're still Desmond, you're still stuck in this room, and they found a map that from the past that somehow is showing them pieces of Eden in the current time, and they're gonna go and try and find them. It's way too much of a cliffhanger for any game. It's super disappointing. If somebody spent $60 on this and you got the resolve of Altair's story, yes, but you really don't get the resolve of Desmond's at all. In fact, you don't really even get Desmond's resolve until 5 games from now. 5 main games, ignoring side quest games. It's not until Assassin's Creed 3 that you start to see the end of Desmond's story. Here we can look at this, and here was the trailer that they originally released, the concept. Look at the quality of the characters. Look at the number of the people in the audience. Look at the quality of that owl, the eagle. I mean, we never saw an eagle there. And look at the face. The face is completely different. He has what looks like a gun on his belt. He has a crossbow gun. This is a trailer for Assassin's Creed 2. This is what the game was supposed to be. He looks like he has a bomb bag on the back of his belt, or a money purse, or a knife bag, or something. How he has a gun in his belt, I don't know. His actions, his way of moving, an air assassination that you really very rarely get to pull that off, and you don't get to pull it off any other time. Was his finger missing? I'm not sure. I didn't catch it. There you see the water jugglers. Here you see much more detailed and different. Also, notice the perspective of this game. This is the perspective of a trailer that would never work in an actual gameplay because it's moving all over the place and it would be impossible to control the character. And then look at the scholars. The scholars are different. And they're carrying little lanterns with incense, whatever those things are called. So, very, very ambitious with their trailer. They simply did not accomplish all of that. And then press any key to continue. It actually works once you load a profile. Interesting. It's funny that the gamepad works now, but it doesn't when you first launch the program. So, very much foundational Assassin's Creed 1. In less than a year, I promise to be back with Assassin's Creed 2. I'm trying to catch up to all of the main games so that as the new games come out, I can cover those. There's thankfully probably not going to be a new one in 2016 any more in 2016 or 2017, so now is the perfect time to catch up. I want to say thank you for going through this series. I'm glad to be done with it. As always, I ask you to like this video, share it with your friends, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos, because all of that helps me out and tells YouTube that my videos are good and worth watching. If you want to support me further, you can click on my name, Rydo. That takes you to my main YouTube page. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. You can click that and make a donation. Also on my main YouTube page is a playlist tab. You can click that and see a playlist for every single game I've covered. Then down below I have links in the description box to Twitter, Google+, Tumblr, Facebook. Also, you can friend me on Steam and Battle.net. So friend and follow me on all of those things. That helps me out, and it helps you out to see when the new videos are ready to be viewed. Thank you for watching, and let me know your comments. Let me know how you felt about the game. Let me know if you think it stands up better than I do in 2016. So many years ago. Thanks for watching. Have a good evening.